up to this point, we haven't really talked about who is invading. We've just been calling them the Germanic tribes. I've hinted at the fact that the Germanic tribes is just an overreaching name for the groups of humans that are invading Western Rome. And these tribes all have different names. A couple of tribes that we need to know for this class in particular. The Magyars. Now, these are warriors. These are nomadic warriors. All of these groups are actually nomadic warriors. But these in particular are going to come and terrorize not just Germany, but also Italy. And they're going to come from Central Asia. So they're similar to the Mongols and the Huns. They're not the exact same. They're going to be in a different area. And they're eventually going to settle in the country of Hungary, which is just north of Greece. We have the Vikings, who are going to be seafaring pirates, and they're going to migrate from Scandinavia, the peninsula of Scandinavia in the north, across the Baltic Sea into modern-day Russia. That's not the only place they go. Because they are pirates, they're actually going to take their ships, and they're going to be the first group to actually reach North America. The scientific evidence, the artifacts, and the fossils support this. They are going to have some of the most impressive warships because of the wood that they're going to use, because of the battle strategies that they use, because of their ability to fight at sea and on land. Our third and fourth group are actually together, and we will merge their names together eventually. These are the Angles and the Saxons. Now, the Angles and the Saxons are going to migrate from the mainland of Europe to the islands of England, the UK. And they're going to go back and forth every once in a while, but they're typically going to stay in England. Now, what we have to remember is that these are warring tribes. These are nomadic people that want resources. They want land, they want food, they probably want people. And so the old Roman citizens who are not nomadic need ways to protect themselves from these invaders, from these warring tribes. So this is where we have the necessary movement from the trade that was happening to a self-sufficient little fief, little town that's only controlled by one family. So if we're looking at these invaders, remember, this is, old Rome is here. So all of this, okay? Well, I'll go up here too. So we have the Magyars are going to start up here, and they're going to come this way. Remember, Greece is here, so they're just north of Greece. We have the Vikings that are coming from Scandinavia into modern-day Russia. And then we have the Angles and the Saxons. They're moving from here up. Now, that's all happening. So who is protecting the little people who don't have military training, who don't have any resources to protect themselves? Well, we need lords, knights, kings. So this is actually a large system. Now, this system is all-encompassing, where you have somebody who owns a large area. They split up this area to allow others to survive. And these people survive based on the ability of the serfs to work the land, the knights to protect everybody, and the lords to pay everybody, pay for all of the things, okay? And sometimes you have these two being the same person, sometimes you have to look at it, okay, in different ways. So let me see if I can do this like this. All right. Nope, that's not going to work. There we go. All right, so let's pretend that we have a store, okay? Now, doesn't matter what store it is, but here is our big box store, okay? Now, our box store is owned by the king. So the king is, let's see, the king. The king can be right here. The king owns everything, okay? And the problem comes that the king cannot be everywhere at once. So the king is going to say, ooh, you know how to fight. You have control of other people. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to split my land into 4 pieces. All right? And so I'm going to give you, his name is Lord 1, Lord 2, we've got Lord 3, and Lord 4. All right? Well, the lords have to pay the king money. They have to pay him money, they have to pay, and that's just taxes, for their ability to live on the king's land. They have to give him food, they have to give him loyalty. But the lords realize that they can't control and farm and work all of the land that they've been given, so the lords are going to split their land. Okay, they're going to do this. Maybe they'll keep a piece for themselves, and they're going to split their own land into quadrants as well. All right, so each lord is going to have knights 1, knight 2, knight 3, okay? And it keeps going. Each knight is given this piece of property, this fief. In return, the knights, remember these are all knights too, the knights have to pay the lord taxes. The lord pays the king taxes. But the knights themselves can't work the land. They're too busy fighting battles. So what actually is on the land is we have little peasants. Now, each peasant, and there would be 10 to 15 little family of peasants on each fief. Okay, and those peasants are going to work the land, but they're going to then pay the knight taxes, food, loyalty, not to leave. The knight is going to pay the lord taxes, food, loyalty. The knights are also going to be required to protect the peasants and the lord and the king. And the more knights, the more protection you have. So feudalism is this understanding that once you have land, you have to pay back or pay taxes, pay loyalty, pay food to the people above you. The knights and the lords have to promise to protect everybody on or in the feudal system and on the fief. So it's this understanding that everything works together. Now, a noble is just somebody with extra money. Now, a knight has to also have extra money because they have to pay for their own armor, their horses and things. A vassal is going to be somebody who holds or works with the peasants to work the land. So a vassal can be a noble or a knight. It's very strict. You cannot go from a peasant to a knight or a lord. You can go from a lord to a peasant because the king takes your money and your land. But that land itself is called a fief. And on the fief, you're going to have either a castle or a manor house. You're typically going to have some type of orchard or forest. You're going to have a couple different areas to plant food. They're going to rotate their crops. You're going to also have everything to be self-sufficient, meaning you don't actually have to leave the fief to get anything. Maybe specialty items, and that's it. Within this, you have the ability for serfs, peasants, to work the land, care for the animals, maintain the estate, and they will always stay there from womb to tomb. $15 to $30 families, depending on how large the fief is, and everything you need is there.